Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Ron Simplified Myers, your uplifting life partner. Today, I wanted to come and talk to you a little bit about the unconscious mind because people are always talking about the unconscious, conscious mind. And I have a different perspective. And as you know, it doesn't make it right or wrong, but I do have a different one. I believe, like I just went and looked it up, a guy went into the scientific understanding of, he explained that you have two different minds, or if you prefer, two parts of one mind. Okay. That to me makes, because you guys know my goal is to make life simple. To me, that's making life a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. You don't have two parts to one mind, you only got one mind. The bottom line is whatever you're focused on at this moment is conscious because you're actually thinking about it. That's conscious. Everything else at this point is unconscious. It's unconscious thoughts. It will become conscious thought as soon as you change your focus. So if I'm sitting here right now in the backyard, I'm focused right now on this video. So now I have different things, feelings, thoughts, etc. that are going to pop up in my head as I'm doing that video because that's my focus. Now, if I change that focus and start to look over here at the neighbors or whatever the case may be, my focus will switch. Now, the thoughts of this video will switch and go to the unconscious, and whatever I'm focused on there becomes the conscious. Does that make sense? Whatever you're focused on at this point is your conscious. Whatever you're not focused on is your unconscious. And he went on to say, because your unconscious, what it does, it controls your blood and the flow and all that kind of stuff, your breathing. Folks, I can focus on my breathing right now and change the way I breathe. I can go, I'm breathing differently, right? That in turn is going to start to affect every other part in my body. Tony Robbins talks about that a long time ago. He said people could actually lose weight if they learn how to breathe correctly. Folks, that's just consciously breathing differently and affecting internal, which is unconscious. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to hear this and they're going to still want to argue, right? I don't care what you say. We got an unconscious mind. Well, you stay with your unconscious mind and make life a lot more complicated than it needs to be. And that's really the purpose of this, is because I think it actually hurts a lot of people because they're starting to think this is just this unconscious guy or girl they're fighting me. They're against me. Folks, those are just thoughts that you're not consciously thinking of right now, and you put them there consciously. Now, understand, maybe you didn't mean to store them, but family, friends, TV, media, teachers, you name it, life's experience, whatever, you took all those different thoughts from things that occur, because we've all heard, and it's not what happens to you, it's your perception of what happened to you. But you took all those different thoughts, and if you're not thinking about that particular subject right now, of course, it's unconscious. Why? Because I ain't thinking about it. So whatever I'm thinking of right this moment is my conscious. And then the other thoughts, it will switch gears, just like on your computer. When you switch pages, you have a different focus. It's the same thing with your mind. If I switch pages, which means I focus on something differently, then those thoughts that relate to that particular thing will start to come full circle and start working on that particular subject. And then that becomes my new conscious thoughts. Now, I don't know, maybe, like I said, maybe I'm wrong. It's possible, but I'm just telling you guys, for me personally, I just think we're making life a lot more complicated than it needs to be. Quit thinking you have this self-sabotaging instrument, unconscious mind, that's basically fighting you. It's not. You do have some bad thoughts in there, don't get me wrong, because of bad programming that you receive. But when those pop up, you get to alter those. I was just thinking it's the same thing with the law of attraction. The reason that the law of attraction, people are trying to get you to understand how it works, is because it is an unconscious, which means you don't even know it exists. It's a force that's out there working. The reason you want to become conscious of it is so that learn how it works, so that you can actually work with it in order to get it to help you move towards what you want to accomplish. That, to me, that's really all the same thing. It's just right now, electricity, it's unconscious. I don't know nothing about electricity. I still don't, and I ain't trying to learn about it, so it ain't going to become a conscious conversation with me because I'm not trying to understand it. But unconsciously, we know it's working around us, and some people can call that invisible or whatever you want to call it. Bottom line is, I am not thinking about it at this moment. Well, I am now because I just brought it up. But it's not a focus. Therefore, it's going to always stay in an unconscious state. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But for me, it works. Hopefully, for some of you who are going crazy and thinking, oh, man, how do I get this unconscious mind to work with me? Folks, just understand you got some bad programming, some bad thoughts. Work on bring those whenever that particular issue needs to be addressed. You don't need to bring up no bad thoughts just to bring them up. But if you get in a situation where you have those bad thoughts, all you do is now they become conscious and you change the story, and then you'll be able to change the results that you currently get. But that's the only time that things really need to be addressed, is when it becomes a conscious conversation, because then you know, am I feeling good? Am I feeling bad? If I'm feeling bad, I need to change the story and figure out a way to make it work for me so that I feel better. Does that make sense? So again, it ain't right, it ain't wrong, but it is my opinion. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.